Alright, so Terra as the Burmese, Dobbs as the Huns. Terra, of course, being the lovable pleb we all know in Arena. Can't not know Arena without knowing Terra. Dobbs, of course, the long-standing 2K player from HD, as we all know. Great guy. If he's not from HD, then I've forgotten, and that's an unforgivable mistake. So today I'm joined with the guest caster Joshua, aka don't know how to say that name.
Hi. It's pronounced Kaesongyun if
Oh,
it's
Christ.
Yeah.
The volume should be fine now. I had a quick check, but if anyone in chat wants to confirm that, it sounds fine. You could hear both of us.
Yeah.
Where's nobody when you need him? Anyway, so let's give you a go. Introduce Terra's map.
Alright. Alright, sorry, you were doing it?
No, you do.
Alright, sorry. Okay, so let's having a look at Terra's map. JonSnow. It looks like he's got very nice back gold and back stone. It's always nice for you can play a bit more passively if he wants to, and that's always the thing. You have secondary stone outside, secondary gold outside, and he does have one more secondary gold inside his base. It's pretty easy to access. I'd say it's pretty safe too. So overall, I'd say not a bad map. This deer patch is a little weird because one's inside and three of them are outside. I'm not sure. Like,
I mean, it's not the worst deer patch because if you do something like put a sheep inside the wall, then you don't even have to really push your deer in. You could just go to them. They'll push them into the wall and they'll run around it into the wall. So,
well, I've never really done it because I tend to just rage whenever my deer are outside. I'm still a pleb.
Easy win. Anyway, let's look at Dobbs' map. Dobbs has a pretty awful main gold, if I say so. I cannot stop burping today, it's getting really bad. Second gold outside.
For a castle drop.
Well, I mean, either direction he gets hit from, he does have golds on the other side. I mean, they're pretty bad. Look at that second gold on the right. That's exposed to like a feudal age archer with no upgrades. That's pretty bad. The the second gold over on the left. I was going to say I'm expecting towers. Pretty outside, not going to be in the game. His main stone being there as well next to his main gold. That's pretty dramatically bad. Does he have a safe second stone? Not even close.
No, not a single mineral resource in the back of his base.
Well, he has two inside resources and they're both 3 tiles, 4 tiles away from his wall, so that's why I'd classify as pretty bad. At least he's getting his boars and he does have 4 inside deer. That's always a nice advantage. And Dobbs lost a villager to a boar.
Ooh, oh man, I just noticed.
I lost a villager earlier today and I just about cried, but that hurts even worse. Oh.
I mean, it doesn't really surprise me anymore because I remember catching Game of Legacy of the Huns and one of the players lost like 2 vills to 1 boar.
Yeah, last time I played vs Dobbs and I beat him, he was Malay. But he lost something like 2 villagers. Like he had like 1 villager lost and like a villager of idle time and had to get Dark Age Loom and all that stuff. It was no wonder I won, but
it happens even to the best of us. I mean, losing vills is at least comforting to know that it's not just a new problem.
As always with the Wool Kingdoms, relics are always quite fair. In AOC you could have about 400 relics inside of your own base, but
oh yeah, that was one of the things that was fixed when the expansions came out. With the
it's just the random
no longer spawning inside of your base.
Yeah, the random like 3 relics that are just like inside your base sometimes. It was either really good or really bad. Depends what side you're on. Terror has a villager stuck not taking that boar. He's had it for a little while now. Probably the whole boar actually. He had that 1 villager just standing next to it, unable to take it. It's terror for you.
Sometimes they're camouflaged like that. It happens to me too.
So what are we going to be looking for from either player? Hum player, is he going to trush? Nope, he's making too many villagers. Does he want to do something a little bit more aggressive against Burmese? I mean, Iron By are actually decently countered by cavalry archers, so that could be a very good option from the Hum player. Either he wants to boom into them or anything else. I mean, cavalry archers are also quite good at sniping monks, so it's a good enough counter to Burmese if he wants to go that.
I always considered cavalry archers to be kind of a volatile matchup with monks because they have so much less range, especially if we're talking about Castle Age Arena where you're not likely to grab Bodkin Arrow, especially early on. So they only have 5 range, so monks have 9. So if they do grab a conversion, that's a lot of gold down the drain for you.
Yep.
More so for Arambai because they're hard capped at 5 range. Of course, Burmese also have that great speedy monk rush with the discounted monk techs. I haven't seen enough of Terra's gameplay to really tell if he's big on smushing.
He's not.
He just doesn't. With certain civs like
he whips out with Aztecs, but it's really bad at the same time. It's Eddie level bad. Make enough villagers to FC and then never make a villager again. That kind of level. It's so great. But looking at the wood count, we see a second lumber camp only for 2 villagers here from Terror, though. That's a bit dubious.
I mean, he's living up to his name, I guess. JonSnow. It's just a little slow on the uptake.
He's clearly not going for Iron Buy, though. He's been doing these 25+2s all the frickin' time these days. Like, it's just the one build order he learned to do. That only works because he idles enough for it to work. So, that's where it gets really, really fun. Gotta love Terror and his ridiculous builds that just shouldn't work. It feels like...
Aren't you supposed to have learned 4 deer to comfortably do 25+2?
4, pretty comfortable. 3, you could do it comfortably with any civ with a semi-reasonable eco bonus. Burmese are okay.
1 deer, I think.
Yeah, but that's Terra Micro for you. As for this, I think he's just going to boom. Like, he's not adding more to gold, he's just hammering on the wood now so he get all the wood to make TCs. It's not going to smush or anything like that.
Talking about. I think if there is one unit type that the Burmese do kind of struggle against, it's definitely like just mass cavalry archers.
Well, they do have the elephants with the Howdah upgrade, which is...
Yeah, but like you always say, like...
It's not going to happen, yeah. I mean... Don't really see what Terror might do, but the thing he can do is probably boom and go into Iron Buy. If he booms into Iron Buy, it might be a different story, because you gotta remember that pretty simple things can beat the Huns. You know, Huns have some good options as well, but you know, especially looking at things like Burmese Halbs, those could be quite effective.
Halb, it's kind of a pity Burmese don't get Siege Ram, or potentially even...
unless you're Stark thinking to get Siege Onager. That's some class act right there.
I can't get over that clip. Yeah,
here we go. Take a look at Dobbs base, that's clear as day. That's quite what I like to see. It's similar to what Melkor does as well. He likes to open up with a range or stable to get map control really easily. These cavalry archers are going to get map control, but double range is very indicative that he's just going to 1 TC push, go a lot of cavalry archers and maybe rams, maybe mangonels.
I see.
And there's not much a Burmese player can do against that. Terror all of a sudden adding vills to gold?
I've done cavalry archers once for map control. That was because I was Huns. I think I made a few archers in the feudal age on the transition into castle age before I went for cav archers. Is that? I mean, I don't think that was the right thing to do in hindsight. Just because I felt like I wanted to get units out in feudal while I was still in feudal age.
Well, I mean, I like to make 3 or 4 archers on the way up to Castle Age when I make... when I'm going for cavalry archers. I do it quite a lot as flank in TGs. I make archers in Feudal Age, or sometimes I'm doing like Siege Tower Expo. Obviously, you want to make archers anyway because you're going to be making them expos. But yeah, it's really nice to make a few, especially if you're going... you're expecting someone to make a castle towards the front of their base. You could actually really screw someone up just by making a couple of archers first. It's really nice, but it only happens mainly in TGs. In 1v1, it's maybe not that common. So here what we're going to see, Terror is just looking to get relics. He went a bit heavy on the gold, but I'm assuming that's just because he wanted villagers there to build the TCs with. Yeah. Going for a 3 TC boom here, but not on stone. I don't see what he plans to do if not Iron Buy. He must have plans against the cavalry archers, but Burmese with only 1 archer armor upgrade are pretty terrible skirmishers.
Yeah, they really are.
Unless he wants to go like just straight something plus onagers, like halberdier plus onager, that might be a bit more sensible. Yeah.
I was just thinking of pushing already. Wow.
Yeah, this is what you do.
I thought he would have had more of his economy established.
You don't need economy to 1 TC push. Like if you have 30 villagers, You don't need 15 villagers on wood and 15 villagers on gold to make 1 siege workshop and 2 archery ranges running. You just don't need that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
Especially
you can run your TC
Rams,
and
which I'm assuming is going to be making first, very light on the gold.
Well, he's going to make a ram first anyway because it just... Okay, he's making a mangonel instead. It's a bit unusual.
He's building an outpost right at his grill, and Terror's going to be able to see that. See how he responds.
Forgot to update the co-caster command.
He's got his own... He's got the wood for his own siege workshop, and I would assume you'd want to... Oh, he doesn't have any stone to stonewall.
I don't think Dobbs is going to be... Is Dobbs idling his TC? Yeah, Dobbs is idling his TC, so... No, he isn't. Dobbs has no hope of getting Bodkin Arrow anytime soon, which is not going to be good for him. Cavalry archers should be able to kill... Oh, that took a very long time to convert.
Yeah, they got some lucky RNG that time.
Well, I mean, they still got converted. I don't understand why Dobbs is making mangonels though, because I think opening with the ram then adding mangonels would have been a better idea.
Yeah, he's got to be really careful. And the thing I just thought to myself was the cheaper Burmese monk text kind of almost doubles up as like an offensive and defensive measure, because you got half cost redemption, and you can afford that so much easier to counter these mangonels. And if these mangonels get converted, it's like GG those cavalry archers, especially because they don't have bloodlines.
You have a game pause?
You pause the game?
Is the game paused?
No, it's not.
Wait, what time are you at?
21:15.
What? Why the heck is this paused? For me, it's paused.
Wait for you to catch up.
Unless Vivly crashed, which is expected. Oh yeah, I lost connection to Vivly. Why is that?
Ooh. Their gameplay too strong for your computer to handle.
Just Vivly things.
What Dobbs is going to remember to collect these relics while he's got this map control.
Now we're getting back in the game finally, but it's going to take a while to speed up.
Right. Now just tell me when you're there, I guess, or caught up with...
Having a quick look at the map, the extras are pretty fair. Either way each player attacks, if they have to leave their base at all, there's gold on the left and right, so...
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that had Terra had the kind of map that Dobbs did, he probably would have like full-on smushed or something, or gone like Castle Arambai, or just some kind of aggression.
I probably would have said Smash to the Arambai is more Terra's thing. Smash would have been the smart thing to do, but this is Terra.
Yeah, it is Terra.
What time are you at again?
22:30.
Just go,
I think I'm a little bit behind now.
Just fast forward, because this thing will take me to the day.
Yeah, we'll just fast forward to like where we are right now. It's like 24 or 20 now.
I'm on 23.
Terror's forced to micromanage 3 mangonels at once. This can't be fun for him.
Oh, I see this now. I've caught up.
Ooh, now it's probably fun.
Dobbs got a few hits. Oh, 4 mangonels out now, but Terror losing 2. He's not going to lose another one though. Ooh, that 4 HP mangonel though, that's pretty unfortunate for Dobbs. 2 hits from a cavalry archer should deal with that though.
I dare say this is just, even though he's got a slightly worse mangonel trade, it's just less bad for Terra just because he has more of his economy established.
Dobbs' economy is looking a bit weird. He's throwing floating 350 gold, but he does have a monastery. I guess you build that to take relics, which is really important. If you want AC push, you always want to take relics, because you have map control. Now he's finally making a monk. Oh, he already has one.
The siege workshop also can't create siege fast enough to burn through all that gold.
I mean, now they're just gonna have some good old siege micro, but
I was right about to ask if Terra purchased that castle, but I just noticed how heavy he was on stone.
Yeah, he's missing a couple of tiles there, so...
Dobbs Mangonel right there didn't even take a scratch.
So what we're seeing over here is... Oh, that one trade for 11. Only 11 damage, that's pretty poor.
Was like he was at the corner of this monastery and the Mangonel just derped when it came to pathing.
But Dobbs is losing pretty much every cavalry archer, and he is adding more, but he's not adding them at a rate that's even acceptable. I don't really understand his plan from here because he's obviously not going to push anymore. He's behind, what, 22 villagers? Which is not a lot. Like, that's going to be in a little bit of time 120 vills vs 100. It's not significant. Considering the damage he's done already, if he gets all 4 relics, he might actually be in a better position, especially since he used cavalry archers to, you know, cement it a bit more.
And, I mean, depending on what units he goes for in Imp, he might not necessarily even need a massive economy because Huns have the cheap cav archers. And given how many he's creating in Castle Age, I think that's very likely what he's going to be going for in Imperial Age.
Terror's farm space is looking pretty bad. So it looks like he wants to probably end up going Iron Buy. He has enough farms to maybe make a little bit in terms of food units, but nothing extreme. Maybe if he wants to add in some of his really bad skirmishes with his Iron Buy. Terror does have fletching.
I guess you'll have the Arambai try and soak up the damage while the skirmishers with a longer range in the back can just try picking away at the cav archers. Preferably, I think you would want rams in that role, though.
Bit of a weird position for a castle from Terror. The one on the left. I think maybe delete the lumber camp, place it there a bit, get a bit closer to the TC, so there's less room for them to run.
Yeah, he just didn't want that wood line raided, I think, because there's no way he's going to reinforce the siege workshop. It's going to go down.
Oh well, at least the castle is going to go up, but you might lose a couple of villagers. But the thing is, if Dobbs just runs right into Terror's base right now, if Terror just runs right past this castle into the farms in the back, how many villagers are going to die? Oh, but he doesn't. He assumes something else. But the Iron Buy getting wrecked. Because they're Iron Buy and they suck.
He couldn't even take down that Mangonel. 1 HP.
Ooh, everything there's so... Everything there's low HP. Low as fuck. Is Dobbs thinking about imping? Not as much as Terror is. I mean... Dobbs should be thinking of clicking up about now. He should be there.
He's on 3 TCs now, okay.
He is adding a lot more... He's been on 3 TC for a while, but he's adding a lot more farms.
17 farms, yeah. A lot more now.
Is he missing handcart? Yeah, he's missing even wheelbarrow. Dobbs doesn't have wheelbarrow. Oof. Terror does have handcart, yeah.
You could do with adding a second mining camp on his gold pile too. He's got villagers on the other side.
Do we have a pause, or has my Bibli crashed again?
Okay, now it's kind of stuttering. I think they paused.
Oh, it's back in. Terror's cat probably again. Is Dobbs going to be able to get ballistics? Dobbs does not have university, but you can afford to add one. You can afford to click up now. So if he ups quite fast, he could then get Bracer on the way. Dobbs spending all of his... That's Terror spending all his food to Imp. Dobbs still no food though, he's getting wheelbarrow finally. I think if Dobbs really quickly went up...
His economy is just really unbalanced right now. Like over 1k gold, like 400 food right now. It's not looking good for his economy.
He needs to pick up those relics. Yeah. He needs to use the market a bit.
He does not have one though.
Oh, he's building one though. But he didn't quite get all the relics that he wanted. He probably should have thought about getting more. He does see the one there, and he knows there's 2 inside Terror's base.
Kind of missed the opportunity to take one from inside Terror's base now after he lost that monastery.
Those Iron Buy are basically dead at this point, but I have no idea whether Dobbs can afford to get ballistics. Oh yeah, he definitely can. He should too. He should... Wanted Dobbs food. Where did it go? Oh, handcart. But now he's ready to click up, so... But he still needs to imp really fast. He needs those techs. He needs Bracer. He needs... pretty much just Bracer, to be honest. And his cavalry archers are going to be pretty strong at sniping those Iron Buy, but he needs to get ballistics while he's at it.
they're like mutually countering each other. Rambai just because they have insane attack strength, and the Cavalry Archer just because
It's
they're
better.
exploiting the Rambai's low pierce armor. Oh, and a conversion. Didn't even notice he brought the monks up.
He brought the monks up, maybe to try and grab a relic, but the Rambai don't have... They don't have bloodlines, but they do have the 1 armor. I guess he got the 1 armor early, but he's not planning to invest in them. I don't know, 2 castles you would think.
Like, I was playing with some people in another Discord they're noobs, like 1650, those guys, on HD. And I was Magyar as one of the games, and for like 45 to 50 minutes into the game, I realized I had fully upgraded Magyar heavy cavalry archers minus bloodlines. That was just so embarrassing. It's not the
that
first
happens
time
in quite a few games. It's astonishing how often that happens.
It's because you're not making any cavalry units, and so you just never get a stable up.
So it looks like Terror does want to just go full into Ironby. I think Ironby would have been a smarter choice. Well, it is a smart choice, but I wouldn't have gone it because I would expect Dobbs to have imped earlier. I don't know why Dobbs just didn't imp, just is losing out.
I was
Not
right
getting
about
the
to ask
ticks he
if
needs.
he's creating these siege workshops for making rams or mangonels later on for onagers, because I
It
think
would
either
be
siege
Rams
or
because obviously
use rams.
Huns don't have onagers, so it'd be pretty hard for them to make them.
Oh no, I meant what was Terror
Terror,
adding
yeah.
these,
Terror
workshops
and
for?
Rams is a bit of an odd one, but Cav Rams is still good enough at this point just to have a bit of a sponge for the cavalry archers. Dobbs isn't going to be adding stuff like cavalry, like Cav maybe.
He's going to be clearing out all these buildings and pushing towards Dobbs' base. Capped ram on top of Manipur cavalry might be useful. In fact, with Manipur cavalry, he might not even need the rams for like busting down the walls and everything.
He doesn't really need the Rams, he needs the Rams to soak up the cavalry archer fire, but the thing is if Dobbs gets siege ram, then his Rams are better and they're going to soak up the Iron by fire. So I think Dobbs has the better army composition here, really, as long as he actually works on it a little bit, but his economy is okay. He really should have taken more relics than he did though.
And these are both wood gold units that these guys are fielding, so all the food that they're saving up from their boom, they can just put into like Hussar or something, and that'll kind of help snipe each other's rams if they add them.
I really need to at least complete my own life to see Terror get Onager though. Burmese Onager would be a lot stronger. But yeah, these Ironby are not going to work via SCC at all.
The Rambai are not in high enough number to like for Dobbs to like justify just letting them free fire at them, just focusing them all down.
And we see stables coming up from Terror, like Cav Husbandry.
It's definitely the unit type that I'd say the Burmese definitely struggle most against.
So Dobbs has his own capped ram. He's not getting siege ram, but the capped ram should be enough to help deal with the capped rams from Terror.
Just like I thought, it looks like he's adding light cav. He won't be able to afford a Hussar anytime soon. He just spent down his gold on something. Guilds by the looks of it.
Well, look at the extra golds on the left and right. Both players are TCing 1 each. So it's pretty similar to mirror play here, really. Just the Huns obviously do better in this situation. The light cav are going to be really useful.
Yeah, this is probably the most fair and interesting like neutral gold spawn I've seen.
I think I don't think Dobbs is going to have the food for a while. I think spending on siege ram was an okay decision, but he really does need to think maybe about getting heavy cavalry archer. He does have parking chemistry.
By the way.
Oh, it's to the top, yeah. Terror's getting
4
it.
tiles, okay. That's great for him. More castles for more Rambai production.
Which is not the unit he wants to make, but he could always just mass a bunch of trebs. I mean, Burmese do have BBC, which could be useful.
He kind of has to, just because like he's gotten pretty much all the techs possible for the elite Rambai. It's kind of funneled into this.
Yeah, so Terror had 1 relic instead of his base, and Dobbs had free reign to get 4 and even tried to get them, but at this stage Terror has 3.
This is a Dow Castle in front of his base.
It's not really a Dow Castle because this had actually a reasonable chance of getting up.
Yeah, I know. Here come the light cav.
They do have the Pierce armor,
but they'll distract them. And Terror forgot about that monk.
So at this point, Dobbs should just run away. What's the movement speed of Elite Iron By? I have not checked in 300 years.
It's 1.3 tiles per second, 1.43 after husbandry. I remember that number because I'm a nerd.
I was gonna say fucking nerd. Flying under this castle is not a good idea. Oh, that garrison, that switch around the barracks for the heavy cavalry archers to get them away from the light cav towards the Iron By. That was such a nice little move.
Okay. I'm assuming that's just to deal with the rams and hopefully if Terror's not paying attention because we all know what his micro is like sometimes.
And the light cav.
Poke away at the Iron By.
But Terror's a little bit highly boomed. Yes, that's shocking.
We gotta eat our words, man. Elite Battle Elephant is happening.
Why did Terror then buy light cav? That's not the thing he wants to be making if he wants to save food for Elite Battle Elephant, and making Iron By, he wants to save gold for it. He can afford to make 3.
Yeah.
He can
I think
make 3.
it might be one of those situations where he's looking at the Burmese tech tree and he's like, "Oh shit, I have all these options. What do I go for?" And I think that's what's led to this right now.
This attack though, how's Dobbs going to stop that?
Well, first things first, he's got to bring his cavalry archers over, and by the time he gets there, these walls are going to be down.
All the light cavs dying to the halbs though. He needs those light cavs.
And just look at this wood line to the right side of Dobbs' base. Like, if Terror goes there with the Aram By, like that's GG right there, man. Okay, he's reinforcing with the cav archers, thankfully.
And also, 1 single siege ram is enough to, do some serious damage. I mean, those cav rams are not so great. That siege ram is going to cause them some issues. But the Elite Elephants do have Howdah now. They are just missing some attack upgrades. This is pretty funny.
Did Dobbs make the Halb transition before Terra went for the Elite Battle Elephant?
Yeah, way before.
It looked like it. Wow. It's
like because the light cav.
Elite Battle Elephant to respond to the Halbs. Like, you don't see that.
I think Dobbs wants to try and micro the ACA, but the thing is, the Iron By. So the Halbs are chasing elephants, but then the Halbs are going to be free to hit Iron By. Dobbs has more rams, he kills the rams. When the rams are out of the question, whoever still has rams left will win this fight.
Yeah.
But Terror's having more and more elephants. The elephants are rams in their own.
Yeah.
How many racks does Dobbs have?
That's why they don't get siege ram. Or like almost none of the. Well, actually, no, that's a lie because Khmer get even better elephants and they have siege ram.
So it looks like Dobbs has 5 racks, maybe not enough, but population-wise he's looking pretty good. They're about the same pop, but Dobbs can get away with having 30 less fills, which is
Terra's
great.
Forgetting about his attack upgrades, which to be fair, I mean, I guess it's not
that
as
important. Yeah.
for elephant. Yeah.
They might let them kill a Halb in a shot order. That might be quite useful though.
I mean, Hun Halbs don't get plate mail, so I guess it kind of balances out.
8 Pierce vs 11 attack. It's 3 damage, so 100 and... I can't do maths, 107 shots to kill an Elite Battle Elephant from these cavalry archers.
That was the number. Okay.
But yeah, I don't think Terra has much of a chance now. He can't have much gold left. Yeah, Terra has a lot of stone, which it would be very good if he did sell his stone. Because that's like 2k gold sitting in the bank.
He just might have to transition into the shitty Burmese skirms, and maybe even Halbs too if he
his own Halbs would be very, very strong. Like, if he just went straight for Burmese Halbs, he beat, like, demolish Dobbs Halbs. But at the same time, they're just going to incidentally kill HCA.
Yeah, this is just a thought. I mean, because he got that neutral stone, he's banking 2k stone. I mean, if he was absolutely desperate, he could just try and sell that en masse to, like, make more elephants.
Well, you should do. Mining stone instead of gold is, and then selling it is actually not that ineffective.
These look like equally sized Arambai and heavy cavalry archers.
The ACA still win this fight, but he needs to put him on spread. Spread's gonna really screw him over, but if he does, things are gonna go better. But the halb's not coming in. Oh, Terror getting hit with the halbs. Oh.
Backed up just in time.
Terror got one single gold miner on Dobbs gold on the left. The extra gold.
Oh, and he hasn't noticed. You don't have the luxury to worry about these things at this stage of the game, unfortunately.
Dobbs for the shit talk. But the seed ramps here are pretty key. Terror could still win this if he had some onager. But he's gone every option but onager. It's
now, to be fair, I mean, onager, I think onagers aren't as effective against like these fast ranged units as they are to like foot archers, just because it's a lot easier to micro them.
Yeah, but if you have enough onagers, then it's impossible to micro with any unit.
Fair enough.
You just need units that could get really close, like mill units.
Yeah, to transition into the Burmese skirms.
Ugh,
skirms so bad that I've even seen JonSnow use Turk basic skirms against them in the game. I forgot who it was against, but yeah, that trash war went on for a long time. It was Turks. Yeah,
Turk skirms work a bit better in my opinion. But Burmese halbs can destroy skirms of basically any other civ, really, because
he does seem to have just enough gold left to get out halbs and a little bit left over. But looks like he's not going to go that route. That might be a mistake.
Dobbs halbs are murdering the skirms at the same time. And Dobbs is Terror is popcat effectively. Dobbs still has some population room, but he's low on the villager count. But look at Dobbs' resources. He can popcap himself. He just needs more military buildings. He's not running all his ranges. He is running all his racks now, so he's got stables running, he's got siege workshops running. He's not adding HCA anymore. I guess he just has enough and now he just wants to go full halb on top of it. But the Arambai are just dying and Terror's losing all his resources to them by making
Dobbs'
them.
micro is pretty damn good. I mean, he's just exploiting the fact that the elite Arambai have 2 less range than the heavy cav archers. Plus they're a bit slower. You can technically just hit and run these guys forever.
Well, I mean, Dobbs is clearly not looking at his economy, so you might as well go heavy cavalry archers where you're going to focus on them.
Now,
so many Arambai losing to 5 halbs. That's...
Czars are just going to tear into these skirms, man. Is this the push that Terror's going to need to add barracks for halbs?
Terror did see that Terror saw that he was open and Dobbs was going for the hussars, so he managed to... he did some walling to his wood line in the back.
Oh my god, he made 4 cav archers.
One accident.
That's a misclick?
Are we paused at the moment?
Yeah, probably the most questionable unit choice for Terra here was the Elite Battle Elephant. It doesn't look like they were able to accomplish much, and that's 900 gold down the drain.
We are paused, right?
It was stuttering a little bit. Okay, now it's yeah, they must have paused it again.
I'm stuck on 5641.
Is that the host time?
No, it's the actual time.
I'm on 5740.
Oh, you're a full minute ahead of me. Is Vibly having issues?
Maybe you're suffering a similar issue that Dem does from time to time on his streams.
Yep, Vibly just dropped for me. Beautiful.
Oh.
Gonna quickly relaunch it.
I was talking about how JonSnow was going to be the one to sell a stone, but it looks like Dobbs doing that instead.
Well, I mean, what's Dobbs going to make? Tarkans? There's not a single... Aside from the skirms, that would be the only useful unit, and it's not worth sinking that much gold into upgrades for something that's a Tarkan.
Just blow down the walls and just raid with them, I guess. They just delete buildings instantly.
That looks like it's game over.
Terror is losing grounds at the speed of light right now, especially because his whole army composition is just vulnerable to all these halbs.
Got the end of the game. Vibly crashes, the end of the game. Dobbs got 25 puntos, though. That's some serious farming.
Yeah, I mean, I only noticed a couple days ago that Terror got up to 2.2k. It's like, do you really want to like participate in KOTD2 or something? And maybe he got all the way up there. And now that, well, the deadline's passed and he's not part of that tournament, I guess he's just losing motivation or something.
Well, I mean, he has no reason to keep a high elo. You might as well play. I don't see any other arena players playing arena right now.
Yeah, that's a shame.
So I think I'm going to move on to the Rex I've got.
Sure.
Unless Dobbs playing via Starknoob, I wouldn't miss this for the world. Game 156.
Oh, there's another game going on?
Yeah, come jump in. 156.
Ooh, nice.
I will happily cast Starknoob via Dobbs. It's about time I got some live games. It's hopefully Vivid doesn't crash though. I don't know why it's been.
So Darknoob's back down below 2k. Last I saw him, he was up at 2k, I think.
I'm waiting for them to start the game.
Yep.
This is going to be an absolute trush fest. This is going to be great.
Who's going to be trushing?
Both. Just meet each other's villas in the middle of the map and just say hi. And
just a double blind trush.
Back in a second, I need to grab something.
Sure. So Twitch chat, I hope you guys are doing great. I'm not the most experienced caster. I'm pretty sure you could tell based on how I was doing. Casted a couple times with GPN's buddy Demise, who I'm also subscribed to on Twitch. Just recently got a new gaming headset. Nothing too fancy, but guess I have all the tools I need to be a caster now. If I wanted to.
You are a tool. I have no idea what you were saying. I just came in the last bit and just heard the word tool. I'm like, yes, you are.
Yeah, I was just talking up a storm with the Twitch chat. I mean, I don't even have Twitch open, so I'm not even sure what they're saying to me. If they're even saying anything.
Discern called me a noob. That's about it in the past 5 minutes. Also, hello to everyone in chat. I've not really been responding to it, but 22 viewers at the moment. Are these guys ever going to start the game?
One of them must have ran to the bathroom or something.
Dobbs probably gone for a smoke.
I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt. T90. This bastard thinks I sound like T90. How dare you? You added me to the co-caster function, right? For Twitch? Yeah. So hopefully he has the brain cells to be able to type that in. No offense to him.
Just roasting Discern. That's what we all do. Oh, 1 minute spectacally.